Welcome to Section 4 of the tutorial for creating an interactive Excel dashboard. In this section, we will be building the dashboard worksheet. Open the Excel file that you saved at the end of Section 3. Remember that these 5 sections need to be completed in order. This section has 5 steps. This is the exciting step. We will be building the interactive dashboard using elements that we already built in the other worksheets. So for the first step, on the Calculation Division worksheet, select the slicer and chart, click and hold down the Control key. Then hit Control X to cut those items and place them in memory. Navigate to the dashboard worksheet and hit Control V to paste those 2 elements into the dashboard worksheet. Repeat the directions to bring the slicer and chart over to the dashboard worksheet from the calculation product worksheet. A reminder of those cut and paste steps is next. To cut and paste slicers and pivot tables from the calculation worksheets to the dashboard worksheet, 1. Select the slicer and pivot table by holding down the Control key and clicking on them. 2. Hit Control plus X to cut. 3. Navigate to the dashboard worksheet and hit Control V to paste. Now on the calculation product worksheet, select cells B15 through F19. Then click the camera icon in the Quick Access toolbar. This is the tool you added in Section 1. Navigate to the dashboard and click in any cell to paste a dynamic picture of the pivot table. This screenshot will change as the slicer buttons are clicked. We are going to make another dynamic screenshot now. Select cells B31 to C36 in the Calculation Product worksheet. Then click on the camera icon. Navigate to the dashboard worksheet and click in any cell to paste that picture in. Next, click and drag the dashboard elements to arrange them roughly as shown. We will fine-tune it later. Still in the dashboard worksheet, on the Insert tab, click on Shapes, and in the drop-down box that appears, click on Text Box. Click and drag to make a text box at the top of the dashboard worksheet. With the text box still selected, click in the formula bar and type equals. Navigate to the Calculation Division worksheet and click on cell B1, the cell that contains the dynamic text that we want in the dashboard. Then hit Enter. When you return to the dashboard, you will see the text from the Calculation Division worksheet in your text box. You can drag the text box corners to reshape the box to make it fit. Be sure to make the text box longer than you need because as the text changes in response to slicer button clicks, it might need more space. To summarize these steps we just performed to get the dynamic text strings into the dashboard worksheet, here are the steps. 1. Click and drag to make a text box at the top of the dashboard worksheet. With text box still selected, click in the formula bar and type equals. Navigate to the worksheet cell containing the text formula you want to use and hit Enter. 4. Drag the text box corners in the worksheet to reshape the box to fit the text. Repeat the dynamic text box steps to bring all the text from both worksheets to the dashboard as shown. On the next slide, I will show a list of the cells containing the dynamic text strings needed in the dashboard worksheet. Each of the cells in this table contain dynamic text strings. Each of those text strings should be referenced in the dashboard worksheet following the steps we just reviewed. Here is the list of those cells. Calculation Division, cell B1. Calculation Division, cell B10. Calculation Division, cell C10. Calculation Division, cell C11. Calculation Division, cell C12. Calculation Product, cell B1, Calculation Product, cell F6, and Calculation Product, cell F5. Here is another view of the placement of those dynamic text boxes in the dashboard worksheet. Now we are going to format all the headings in the dashboard worksheet. Select all the text boxes by holding down the Control key and clicking on each one. On the Home tab in the ribbon, click on Bold Text. Keep the same heading selected. On the Shape Format tab, click on Shape Outline, and in the drop-down box, click on No Outline. On the Home tab, click the arrow next to the font size to see a drop-down box. Click on 16. Let's summarize those steps. To format text boxes on the dashboard worksheet, 1. Select the text boxes you wish to format by holding down the Control key and clicking on them. 2. On the Home tab, use the font size drop-down arrow to make the font size selection. Follow the previous instructions to increase the font size to 18 for sales revenue by division, sales revenue by region, and the dollar amount. Select the total sales revenue, least sales revenue, and sales revenue by product text boxes. On the Home tab, click the drop-down arrow for text color. Choose Gray, Accent 3, Darker 25%. Select the most sales revenue text. On the Home tab, click the drop-down arrow for text color. Choose Orange, Accent 2. Select the top 5 products text box. On the Home tab, click on Center Text. On the Page Layout tab, uncheck the View box under Gridlines to make the background for the dashboard a clean, solid white. Now select the Pivot Table Pictures. On the Picture Format tab, click on Picture Border. In the drop-down box, click on No Outline. Select one of the charts. On the Format tab, click on Shape Outline. In the drop-down box, click on No Outline. Repeat for the other chart. Note that this process only works on one chart at a time, so you have to do it one chart at a time. Select the elements on the left of the dashboard. On the Shape Format tab, click on Align. In the drop-down box, click on Align Left. Select the elements on the top of the dashboard. On the Shape Format tab, click on Align. In the drop-down box, click on Align Top. Now we are going to change the slicer button color to give our dashboard another pop of color. Select the division slicer. On the Slicer tab, right-click on the first slicer style. In the drop-down box, click on Duplicate. In the dialog box that appears, click on Selected Item with Data and then click on Format. Another dialog box will appear. Click on the Fill tab and select the orange color. Click OK twice. Click on the new slicer style to select it. Select the region slicer and click on the new slicer style. Now we're going to add an error message that displays when more than one slicer button is selected at a time. In cell B12, type the formula if count A and what you see on the screen. Here's the formula enlarged so that you can see it better. It will also be listed in the PowerPoint Notes PDF document. And again, that is a long formula. You can copy and paste the formula from the student case handout into cell B12 in this dashboard worksheet. To paste the formula into the cell, you need to click in cell B12 and then click in the formula bar and paste the formula into the formula bar itself rather than the cell directly. Hold the Control key and choose 2 divisions to see if your formula works. Next, change the font to red and increase the font size to 14. Now let's add an error message for the other slicer if more than one button is selected at a time. In cell L15, type the formula if count A, etc. as listed on the screen. Here's the formula enlarged so that you can see it better. It is also in the PDF notes of the slides. You can copy and paste that long formula from the student case handout as well into cell L15 in this worksheet. Remember that to paste the formula into the cell, you need to click in cell L15 and then click in the formula bar and paste the formula into the formula bar itself rather than the cell directly. Hold the Control key and choose 2 regions to see if your formula works. Next, change the font to red and increase the font size to 14. Our dashboard is complete. We are now done with section 4 of this project. Please save your Excel file. You will be using the file for the next section of this project. This video was created by Dr. Wendy Tietz. Have a great day.